You know where Miss English is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then. Tell us, why didn't Miss English see fit to make her court date?
Miss English is very ill.
Is that right?
Yes, certainly.
Mr. Martin, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Martin, she had better be very ill, in hospital kind of ill, or she is in very serious trouble.
As a matter of fact, Your Honor, Miss English is at the Pine Valley Hospital in quarantine right now, with what her doctors suspect is a highly contagious and potentially fatal illness.
Order, order. Everyone in this room will conduct themselves in a manner befitting this court, or these proceedings will be closed to the public. Is that understood?
Excuse me, Your Honor, just 1 minute, please. Tad, why the hell didn't Brooke call me and let me know what the hell was going on?
I'm sorry, Trev, there wasn't time. It happened quickly.
Mr. Martin.
Yes?
I realize that you're not a doctor.
No, sir, I'm just a friend of the defendant.
Well, have you heard what Miss English's contagious and possibly fatal disease is?
No, Your Honor. As I say, I'm no doctor, and even they aren't certain. They're running a bunch of tests to come up with a diagnosis.
And how long is she expected to be indisposed?
They couldn't tell me.
Your Honor, Miss English becomes ill and doesn't bother to notify counsel of her condition? I find that highly, highly suspicious. And then some doctor jumps to the conclusion that her illness is highly contagious and possibly fatal without even a firm diagnosis?
Excuse me, Your Honor, Miss English couldn't notify anybody. When I stopped by her house to bring her over to court this morning, I found her unconscious on the living room floor. If anybody's to blame for not making the call, it's me. I thought it was more important to get her in the car and to the hospital.
I'd like to go to the hospital and see the defendant for myself.
Be my guest. I'm sure they can quarantine 2 people as easily as they can quarantine 1.
I'm not asking for an interview, just an ID.
I'm sorry, only family members are allowed, and even at that, only for 5 minutes at a time and across the room. Until they know what this thing is and how to treat it, it's not an open house.
Makes sense. But I'd like to speak to her attending physician. Your Honor, if we can bring in Miss English's doctor, that would satisfy a great many of the prosecution's concerns.
Any objections, Mr. Dillon?
No, Your Honor.
Request granted. Bailiff, make arrangements for...
Excuse me, Your Honor, I'm sorry for interrupting again, but if you'll give me just a few minutes, I can take care of that right now.
While we have a few moments...
Okay, Dad. Where the hell are you? You're on.
Your Honor, how much longer do we have to wait for this much ballyhooed doctor?
Your Honor, I apologize. If you just be patient, I'm sure it'll be just another minute.
Trevor, did he say who was treating Brooke anyhow?
No, I didn't say.
Whoever it is, he better get here soon or our butts are going to be in a big old sling.
I bet it'd be a big one.
Is there a problem?
You tell me. Just how contagious is this rare disease?
I don't know. I don't think anybody does, but until we do, I think it's safest to assume that it's extremely contagious.
Define extremely.
Existing in a very high degree, exceeding the ordinary, usual, or expected.
But you picked Brooke up and took her to the hospital.
Yeah, that's right.
Wouldn't that expose you too? Yet the doctors just let you walk right out of there. Now, how do you suppose that happened?
I didn't give him a choice. But I assure you, I intend to go back for a full checkup when this is finished. Excuse me. Thank God you're here. That prosecutor's about to go Brooke, honey.
Couldn't be helped.
It's all right, he's a little squirrely. I think we'll be in a clear just as soon as you make your statement. Listen, you are going to go through with this, aren't you?
Excuse me, is this the doctor?
We're waiting for you.
Dr. Martin, welcome.
Thank you.
We would like as much information as you can provide on Brooke English's condition. Just how sick is she? Dr. Martin, the defendant's condition?
I'm sorry to say Miss English is very ill. We suspect she has contracted a rare form of pneumonia, one that is highly resistant to treatment by conventional antibiotics. And right now, we're awaiting the results of a series of blood tests, which we think will confirm our diagnosis.
And how long will that take?
Several days, at least. And then we have to go through the long process of finding the right antibiotic to treat the disease.
And the length of that?
It's a process of elimination, Your Honor. It could take up to a month before the actual treatment begins.
Your Honor, in consideration of my client's illness, I'd like to request a continuance.
Request to deny.
On what grounds, Counselor?
Your Honor, the doctor that is giving the defendant a free pass out of here is none other than her ex-father-in-law.
Hey, he's the chief of staff, for crying out
Who
loud.
better to help the defendant fabricate a rare disease?
Fabricate?
Yeah, to avoid or at the very least postpone prosecution.
My client don't fabricate. Brooke English doesn't play dirty tricks.
Yeah, tell it to Jim Thomas.
She didn't fake any illness, pal.
I can swear to that, Your Honor.
Joe Martin's son, the defendant's ex-husband, and the father of her son? Your Honor, maybe I've been a prosecutor too long, but this has bad mystery novel written all over it, and I don't have to turn to the last page to see who done it.
Are you finished, Counselor?
Yes, I've made my point.
Then let me make mine. I happen to know Dr. Martin both personally and professionally. Not only has he treated my wife with the utmost care and patience, but also some years back, I had the privilege of serving with him on the board of the Pine Valley Hospital. He's a man of exemplary values and judgment. I have no problem accepting the word of Dr. Martin as to the condition of the defendant. As a matter of fact, I believe she's in excellent hands.
I couldn't agree more, Your Honor.
Well, be that as it may, we still need the specifics of her condition.
I'm coming to that, Counselor. Dr. Martin, I'm sure you've been through this before, but the court needs documentation as to the prognosis and the expected duration of the defendant's illness. I'm sure you can provide us with that?
Yes, but as I said, those answers could take weeks.
I can give you 48 hours, Doctor. Get me what you can. Is that satisfactory, Mr. McLean, or would you rather risk quarantine and visit the defendant's sick room yourself?
I'll wait for the paperwork, Your Honor.
2 days. Very well. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Now, look, all that paperwork has to go through official channels, so you damn well better get Brooke back fast. Don't worry.
I take it you know what's going on? I just bought her some time.
How?
I told the judge she was in the hospital with pneumonia under lock and key. Now it's your turn. Where is she?
I told you I can't help you.
You want her to spend the rest of her life in prison?
That won't happen now.
Well, sure, with a little kidnapping on top of a murder charge, right? My son is missing. And I know that doesn't mean that much to you considering your hobby of stealing other people's children, but one way or another, I'm going to see him again.
I am trying to protect the woman and her child.
Dimitri, you're gonna go to prison as an accomplice.
Better me than Brooke. Your little hospital charade, it was a good call. I'm sorry it's for naught.
Tad! Don't bother. I would have beaten him myself. How long do we have?
48 hours.
Let's go.
Good, Edmund. The longer Kelsey stays in that hospital bed, the greater the chance she's going to be caught.
As far as we know, everything's under control.
As far as we know, my whole family's in front of a moving train. This thing blows up.
Dad, just try to stay focused.
It's easy for you to say. Focused on what? We find anything? Travel brochures, jet fuel receipts? I don't think so.
You know, people usually outwit themselves.
Yeah, and the Nancy Drew paperback. Gosh, Biff, all we gotta do is find the diary.
I don't even know what I'm looking for. All right. Square one, what do we know?
Dimitri's pilot filed a bogus flight plan. The plane was supposed to land in Buenos Aires and didn't.
Right. Right. And now the pilot is nowhere to be found.
Not by us.
Now, neighbors haven't seen him or his wife in days.
No.
So maybe they're together.
Presumably, with our luck, probably in Tahiti, courtesy of Merrick Enterprises. I swear sometimes I could just wring your brother's neck.
Take a number. All right, what else? Brooke's under arrest. She'd need a fake passport to get out of the country.
Mm-hmm. She'd have to end up someplace that didn't have an extradition treaty with the United States. Someplace small, inconsequential, out of the way.
Okay, so we're looking for travel docs and something to do with the missing pilot.
Where's the key?
The hell with the key.
Why damage a fine antique? Here, open. So what's the penalty for breaking and entering these days?
Kind of hard to make the charges stick, Dimitri, being as this is my house.
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry to disappoint you. No treasure maps, no illegal weapons, no drugs. Just my petty cash.
There's nothing petty about it.
Look, why don't you see if there's a debit log with Brooke's name or the pilot's on it?
You're not going to find what you're looking for in there.
Why don't you tell me where I'll find it? Where did you send Brooke and Jamie?
Tad, Brooke picked the location. I'm not her travel coordinator.
I'm getting out of here before I kill him. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. I'll see you soon. I'm going to Tempo next.